Is there any truth that you're aware of this private equity move now that he's out of his deal, allegedly?
I don't know nothing about that.
Okay. Because
I know that whatever he end up getting, he gonna shake the world. Nigga, I know that. Everything changes.
There was no like reputable source that was putting this out, but
it's never a reputable source if it didn't come from him.
Allegedly, he is now completely done with his UMG obligations. I don't know that if that's true at all.
I don't know if that's true either.
But I can definitely see a bunch of private equity firms, obviously, wanting to invest in the future career of Drake.
UMG is going to do everything in their powers to make Drake happy and not lose him.
All right, let's stop right there. So you think after this lawsuit that UMG is going to extend their hand and open their purse to pay this man whatever he wants?
Stop the cap.
Isn't that the opposite of what the lawsuit alleges? Wouldn't that confirm all Drake's suspicions? Like y'all should have did this in the first place? Y'all really think he gonna do this? Let's continue.
If that means if Drake holds up 5 fingers and says that's all he got, that's his negotiation. 5. We know what letter is after the 5. We don't even have to talk about that. Just hold up 5 fingers. And I think Universal says done.
You think Universal would give an artist $5 billion?
I think they will give Drake $5 billion.
$5 billion?
I think they will give Drake $5 billion.
All right. So we did a quick check. Now, this will all be estimates and things like that, right? But based on streaming numbers, album sales, touring influence, and publishing, merch, and licensing, Drake has likely generated well over $1 billion, possibly $2 billion in gross revenue connected to UMG. So after payouts and taxes and all that, maybe he ends up around $1 billion in terms of net. But even let's just go with the gross. A shade under $2 billion. In his career with UMG, he has sold 170 million records worldwide. He became Spotify's most streamed artist of the 2010s and surpassed the 50 billion Spotify streams years ago. Streaming revenue helped increase UMG's valuation on the stock market and market dominance during the streaming era. Got to give him all these props, right? And they signed him to that 400 mil deal. Now they're saying that they're going to sign him to a deal as a 39-year-old hip hop artist to 12 times what they signed him to previously. Not double, not 3 times. $5 billion. They would never recoup that. That doesn't even make sense. But these dudes is adamant because they support this dude so much. So blind loyalty is great, but goodness. Spotify pays 3 1,000ths of a cent to 5 1,000ths per stream before the label splits and publishing allocations. You understand that, right? So if he had 1,000 spins, he would get $3. If Drake catalog has generated 100+ billion total streams across platforms over his career, that alone could represent 300 mil to $500 million before the splits. So he bringing in major numbers, but $5 billion is ridiculous. Once again, let's give him all his props. Highest performing catalog in modern music history. Drake tours boost the streaming, the merchandise, catalog consumption, and his licensing value when other people use his music, NBA or otherwise. And then UMG also benefits from songwriting royalties, the licensing we talked about, TikTok, Instagram usage, commercials, films, and radio play. But here's the thing. It's not like when he walked away with his pub, from what I understand. And if I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. They're already going to get that. So even if he was to release another 1, 2, 3, 4 out, whatever, that would probably be less than 10 to 20% of what he's already done and what a lot would call his best work and record-breaking work. They're already going to benefit from that. Why would they have to pay unless there's something in that paperwork where they're going to pass over all his future publishing for his past work, which I doubt, there is no reason for them to come off that. Let's get back to these dudes.
Because if they'll give you 2 or 3, what's the difference?
2 or 3.
It's a lot of.
No, it's not. At that level, no, it's not. You give me $3 billion, you can give me $5 billion.
I don't know how.
You think they don't have it? You think they're like, that's a little stretch?
No, Universal.
How much money do you think Drake has generated for UMG over the years?
Over $5 billion.
That is incorrect. That is just a blind guess. We just went through the numbers. And for somebody to say, if you have $3 billion, you'll give me 5. Do they know how much $1 billion is? Like, a lot of y'all might have heard this before. But to count $1 million, $1 per second, it could take 2 weeks, 13 days, I think it is, something like that. To count $1 billion, $1 per second, it would take you 32 years. So 5 billion would be 150 to 160 years, which would put us back in the 1860s. So back to slavery, since he trying to, what you rapping like you trying to free the slaves? So anyway, man, let's see how they wrap this up.
Exactly. So what are we talking about? We sitting here acting like what I'm saying is crazy.
I know,
because we've never seen one artist get that. I understand that part of it, yes.
I think you're missing what we're saying.
But I think
we think that Universal has $5 billion.
All right, once again, this one of them fallacies, right? Where somebody asks a question and because you answer yes to the question, it makes their point valid? No, wrong. He said, do you think Universal has $5 billion? So if you say yes, then it's why wouldn't they give that to Drake? Yes, they have $5 billion. Are they giving that to Drake? Hell no. Once again, Drake was mad because of the promotion push that they gave Kendrick because they felt like he was winning the battle. So they shifted and they promoted him, right? And that was to up from his $400 million deal. So I don't know what he was asking for. Maybe it was 600, maybe it was 800, maybe it was even $1 billion if he was really feeling himself and he at the top of his game, right? $5 billion is a light year away from $1 billion and even further away from 500 or 600 million, right? So once again, man, salute to Rory Umg. Keep doing y'all thing. We know what side of the fence y'all on, but we can't just have y'all saying things because people out here might actually believe them without crunching the numbers and putting a business hat on and really thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, appreciate y'all tuning in. It's your boy Dell. This is Second Take. No problem saying everything. Like, share the video, subscribe. I'll holler at y'all next time. We out.